Hi everybody, so today is going to be a video that looks at how we've been doing over the past year since Lisa's passing away. Today is going to be the 1-year anniversary of her passing, and I know a lot of people have questions about how we're doing, how we're dealing with the day. So the girls and I put together a little video that just sort of goes through some of the same questions we've been getting over and over and again, and we appreciate everybody looking out for us, and we just figured this would be a good way to get everybody the same answers. Questions number 1, how do you remember the day and mommy?
I don't really know how we're gonna remember tomorrow, honestly. I feel like we're going to probably just ignore it, like it's just a regular day, because we don't want to celebrate her death. If anything, we were to celebrate on her birthday or something like that.
I don't really want to remember that day at all. I rather remember her birthday and Mother's Day. Not that day, because that day was just really hard. And maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow's the day that she passed, maybe tomorrow we'll do some pizza and maybe like something with peanut butter in it. Just because those were her most favorite things. So.
Well, for me, I don't want to remember the day she passed away. Lisa and I spent really almost 20 years together, and there are 365 days for every single one of those years. And there is one where she passed away. And I don't want to look at that day as something that defines our relationship. I've told people a couple of times, that doesn't define our relationship. The last year doesn't define our relationship. Even really the past 3 years doesn't define our relationship. I loved Lisa, she loved me, we loved the family and the world and the life that we had created together. So as far as the day goes, it's just a day to me. There are a lot of other things that we're doing right now to try to remember mommy. I'm looking at things for her birthday, for our anniversary. Obviously Mother's Day is a big thing. But there's also a lot of little unspoken things. Every time NSYNC comes on, or the New Kids on the Block, or Eminem, or there were countless songs where between us dancing together, just having a good time together. They're great. The Miami Dolphins are starting their season again. That's always going to be a fun memory. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. There's just going to be all kinds of ways to remember her. And as far as her passing goes, it's just a day. I don't want to treat it any other way. We wouldn't be doing anything if it wasn't the weekend. Question number 2. What do you miss the most about her?
Her personality and her smile. Her personality was just the best. I feel like her personality was just better than anybody else's personality that I have ever met, and myself. Then her smile was just so happy and joyful that even if you felt down, she would just give you a smile and it would change the whole day, just because her smile was the best. And I just miss her voice, her. I just really miss her, because I'm a mommy's girl.
The thing I miss most about Lisa is just her smile, her laughter, her entire personality. I think it's quiet in the house more often than it needs to be. We were together long enough that I know pretty much however I felt or whatever I wanted to do, Lisa would have at least thrown out the complete opposite. So every time I go to make a decision, I think about her. Because I just know whatever I would do, she would probably do the opposite. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, as a couple, we did things separately. I think the other big thing is just, I don't know, you just miss her. There's no way of putting it. We're back in the school time frame with the girls where they're going back to bed a little bit earlier in the day. And it gives me that hour and a half where I'm by myself, that 2 hours where I just miss her being there. I miss hearing her voice. I'm so glad we did some of these videos because I've been able to go back and listen to them. I miss the connectiveness that she had between me and all of our friends. Not that we're all doing a fantastic job trying to keep that together, but Lisa was the heart of all of that. And we're all just trying to be part of who she was. When the girls and I are having our conversations, I miss having someone else to look at what they're doing or how they're learning, and having a separate perspective of it, and having an equally separate perspective of it. So there's just a lot of things. I mean, it still hurts a year later. We have learned to function. That is absolutely true. But there's just, between decisions, between influence, between details, and just care and concern, it's hard. But yeah, definitely miss her smile, her laughter, and just the way she cared about everybody.
What do I miss the most about her? Her smile and her coming in singing a song that she always said to me. I miss that, and her voice. I miss a lot of that. I miss everything about her, honestly. What have you learned about myself and my family over the past year? I have learned that I am very strong mentally and brave, and I've also learned that it's okay to show emotion, even if you don't want to. I don't like to really show my emotion, but I've learned that it's okay to just have a sad day, have a happy day. And same with my family, like, we're very strong, we're very brave. I think that, yeah.
Myself, I have learned that I don't need to give up. Because when I gave up in school, I would fail like classes, I would need to do stuff, but now I feel like I don't give up, and I've been doing really good in school. So I'm very happy about that. And I just don't need to give up because I need to help my family now. Like I did when she was still here, but like I didn't have to do it constantly. But now I have to do it often because we are all in this together. The family-wise, we need to just be brave and stuff. We need to not give up. We need to trust each other. Just because we're the only three left. We need to like be brave and stuff in this situation. Even when we were going on those trips for summer. If you haven't watched those, go watch them. They were pretty good. But even like when we were on those trips, we needed to trust each other and be brave, that because we've never been in there before. We don't know what's going to happen, so we needed to be brave in each other and ourselves.
The past year, I learned we are capable of so much more than I thought we were. For the girls, I have loved watching them grow up and having to, unfortunately, but also fortunately, grow up a little bit. The best example I have is, we did a lot of traveling this year, and one of the first places we went was a combination of Indianapolis and Chicago. And one of the first conversations we had to have was, girls, if you don't know, I probably don't know either. We're in a new city. I don't know where there are restaurants. I don't necessarily know why things are where they are. I don't even know where places are. But that phone you have in your hand, use it, because that's exactly what I would do. I would look to find out where's the closest restaurant, what are the directions, and to see them grow and go from looking to me for every answer to fast forward a couple months later, we're walking around New York City and they're the guides. They know where the restaurant is. They know the star ratings for different places. They know, where the directions are taking us. So it's those types of things, and to see they're not resilient. The kids aren't resilient. I don't believe in that. I think to them this has just been life. They don't have the breadth of experience that all the rest of us that knew Lisa. They don't have that. So for them, that was life. Life was dealing with cancer. Life was doctor's appointments and mommy not feeling well, and having plans and having to scrap them or shorten them up. Whereas now it's going forward. Yeah, it still hurts, and I'm so proud of the growth that they've made over the year between just being able to talk about mommy or getting their feelings out there. But there are still plenty of moments where that hurts. As for me, it's confidence in myself that I can be a single parent. I still don't want to. I think that's probably the difference between losing somebody and maybe an agreed upon divorce. I know there's different types of situations with divorces, but something that it's agreed upon where you're having to make that choice. Well, I'm going to be a single parent. In this case, I didn't want it, and I still don't. Not because I don't think I can handle it. I love for the girls to have a lot of different perspectives. And just me as a single sounding board isn't always what I want for them. And there have been plenty of people that have tried to pick that torch up and help, between, the Sears, the Kellos, the McPhersons, the Threfalls, the Udens. I can go down the list. There's plenty of other people that, the Toomeys. I don't want to forget anybody, and if I didn't say your name, just know there's a laundry list of names going off in my head that I know if I started down the rabbit hole, I would never finish. So yes, all of you. I love that for them, and at the same time, I wish they did have that. But for me personally, it is understanding, okay, I can do this. I can be a single guy again that's raising kids. Still getting used to it. I'd be lying if I said I'm comfortable with it. I'm not. But we're getting there. What positive changes have helped deal with your emotions? So we made a lot of changes in the house cosmetically, and just trying to do the blending of remembering the way things were to giving space for the future. The positive changes would be everything from, how we've placed her urn and the memorials for not only just Lisa, but Bella and for Mickey, giving them a rightful space in the house that is center of the house, but also kind of out of the way. Changing a lot of the pictures to digital frames, so now we can change the pictures accordingly. Made things a lot more simple. As you're growing a life, you get a collection of plates and forks and bowls and blankets and t-shirts, and you just hodgepodge kind of everything, and then to be able to go back to a lot of this stuff and just uniformly make it through the house. It's the same silverware, it's the same bed sheets, it's the same, really basic layouts of a lot of stuff. Some furniture got used more, some furniture got emptied and is just sitting there. So, I think that's been a really big positive change, as well as traveling. I think the traveling this year was good for us to get out and really conquer some internal challenges that we were going to have from meeting up with family and friends we haven't seen in a while, and all of us knowing Lisa's not there. That feeling to just general travel between the three of us. And, I even traveled to New York by myself for a funeral for Aunt Kay. So like getting over that hurdle of being separated. And I think our friends have done a tremendous job, but I'll talk about them here in just a minute.
What positive changes have helped me deal with my emotions? Probably changing the house. I feel like that has just made it feel more alive. So it's like, I don't walk into the living room, and if it was the same, I don't walk into the living room and be like, that's where my mom passed away.
Probably like changing the house. Like, I don't want to walk in the house and be like, oh, this is where she passed. Oh, this is where a lot of things happened. Oh, this is where she fell down. Like I'm still going to remember those, but like changing the house a little, I feel like I won't remember those as much, just because we've changed the house around a little, not like too much, but little moves around. We've added stuff like TVs, like those have really helped, just because we can see photos of her, see her beautiful smile, and just what we've done in the past and now what's going to happen in the future. Those have definitely helped my emotions, and just like family and friends being there for us and like helping us when we need it. What and who have been the most helpful to you? Probably Jasmine and Daddy, and Kelly and Gracie, and mostly friends and family, Grammy and Poppy. They have definitely helped, just because like they're around a lot and they can be like, oh, are you having a bad day? Oh, then let's help you. Like they have helped me the most.
One of the most helpful things for me has been a podcast called The Widower's Journey. And it was actually started by a guy a few years ago. That it is a group that is not only a podcast, but there's some Facebook groups. He wrote a book. And it's for widowed men, by widowed men. So it's just guys that are talking about the struggles of being a widower. And there's been a lot there that has helped me from day one. The very first podcast I listened to by pure accident was, parenting as a widower. And one of the best lines that I took away from that and kind of helped change my mindset was, it was just a quick story about a guy who had lost his wife and they had 3 kids, and the kids were at school, and when they found out, so they brought all the kids home, and it was probably like 3 hours of just crying at the house. But then he said his youngest walks into the room and says, "Dad, I'm hungry." And he knew in that moment, while they were full of sorrow, he still had to parent. And I think for me, that was sort of the jumping off point for me of, okay, I still have to do this. Like, I still have to be a parent. So that has been tremendously helpful. I would say all of our friends, and again, I can't not list them. So it's everybody. There's those that are close to us that help pick us up all the time. The Sears, the Kellos, the McPhersons, the Threffalls, the Udens, the Shanika, and all of the Andreas, especially Jimmy and Holly, and Trent Todd, to be quite honest. Like, they have all been there for us every step of the way. Denisha, Greg, the family in Washington, the family in New York, all the people that we went and saw. I think this year has been about that community that helped Lisa build that bridge, build that community, and realizing, okay, we're all in this together. Yes, we are at different times, and some of us live and breathe it every single day. Some of us see Chris, Jasmine, and Janelle walk in, and we're the reminders. But I can't thank everybody enough. Kinley, Gracie, Emily, Chuck, across, our neighbors across the street, really our friends across the street. Let's just be honest. To the family in Nashville, Cody, my mom, my dad. I mean, they're here, but they're part of the Nashville crew. Lindsay, Laura, Cassie, Tucker, all the people that we've had the chance to see over the past, I don't know, year at this point, have been incredibly helpful. And for all of you, if you're still paying attention to this, it's not what you do, it's just the fact that you ask. I'll never forget standing in the kitchen just bawling my eyes out after Lisa passed away and being like, I just don't want to be forgotten. That's something that I've learned a lot of widowers or a lot of widowed men go through, is that they feel forgotten, really because their wife was the connection for all of their friends. Now, I think Lisa and I have tried real hard to be our friends to everyone, so that we were trying to be equal partners in it. But let's not kid ourselves. The phone calls back, the text messages back, the planning stuff, the communication was all Lisa. So learning from her that, hey, I've got to do this. Like, I can't just ignore a text message or a phone call. I have to answer it. And just the girls, I can't go this far without saying, without them, I don't know where I am, because they give me a reason to get up and move every single day. They are still the happiness. They were through Lisa's illness, and they are today. They are what makes me happy.
The what is probably basketball and working out. I just feel like I can just let out my anger or sadness. Like, I just feel like I can do that. And then family and friends have been very helpful. What advice would I give to someone in a similar situation? Keep pushing. Like, it's not easy. I know that for sure. But you just have to keep pushing. You have to be brave. You have to be strong. And even if you feel like crying or just you don't want anything to do with it, just keep pushing. Like, you have to. There's going to be a next day. There's going to be a tomorrow. So you have to keep pushing. But those are all my answers, just so y'all know how I've been doing. It's been rough, but I've definitely been pushing through.
The advice that I would give to somebody in a situation like this is get up and just try. Reach out to people. There are tons of people that want to help. That is the biggest thing that I've learned through all of this, is that people are very good natured. And when people say, if you need anything, just let me know, they typically mean it. But where we falter a little bit is we don't always make that effort. We don't be directive. A thing like Lisa's passing. I don't want to celebrate it, but I know I've been asked a couple times. So we're gonna go maybe to Universal, or we're gonna go do something, and we're gonna send something out to some people just to invite them. And if they can make it, great. If they can't, that's okay too. You know, we're trying to make all these trips to meet up with people. Okay, well, that takes me being the initiator. Like, I have to do that. I have to look for opportunities for the girls to do things. I have to look for opportunities for myself. You can't sit and wait you can't wait for the world to do it for you. You have to pick yourself up and you have to go forward. It's easy to be sad. It's easy to feel like everything is falling apart, because it has. And the biggest thing is you will not get back who you were. That is not a thing anymore. That person is gone. When your spouse died, so did you. And you now have to become a different person. You have to find who that person is, and you have to be okay with trying new things, putting yourself out there, being embarrassed, being lost, doing it wrong. You have to be able to do that. You know, that is something that it's actually easier to do than it is to say. It's not that hard to do something you don't know how to do. You just go. And the good thing is you don't know what you're doing anyway, so you say, I don't know what I'm doing, and you just go. And then you'd be amazed at how many people can help. But, you know, I often tell kind of the girls, and it's not about mommy, it's more for them about being a teenage girl. The world doesn't really care about your feelings. Like, that's just the harsh reality of it. Yes, people care, but if you're sad that day, most people aren't going to stop what they're doing to make you feel better. You kind of have to pick yourself up, and going through a loss is really no different. It starts with you. It starts with how you feel on the inside, and you have to motivate yourself to feel better. And the only way to do that is be uncomfortable, because now you have to do it by yourself.
What advice would you give to someone in a similar situation? I would probably give someone in a similar situation is, don't give up. Be brave. Don't be in bed all day. Be like, I need to get up. Like, I feel like that's been helping us, like, for these trips. Like, we need to get up. Like, we can't just be in bed all day and be sad. We can be sad in the moment, but we can't be sad and just be lazy all day. We need to get stuff done. And that has definitely helped. Like, so just if you are in this situation, just be brave, and like, you can still remember that person, but don't always be down. Like, I still remember mommy every single day. Like, it's not going to change. She was my mother, and I was a mommy's girl, but we can't just be lazy all day and like be sad. We need to get the days moving and stuff. So now I'm going to be just telling how you guys and how I've been feeling during this. So I'll start off. It has definitely been difficult just because I'm not good or fine or okay anymore. It's just I don't know where I am in okay and good, because I'm not okay and good. I'm not fine. I'm not good. I'm not. And it's definitely been different just because I would always look to her for like help and stuff. But even like one day, Daddy said to me, like, every time you come and hold my hand, it just like melt. Like, it helps, like, it just gives me a big heart. And I'm like, like, because I would never do that if mommy was still around, because I was mommy's girl and I would always look for her and stuff. But now I kind of have to like rely on Jasmine and Daddy, because like they're the only two people I still have with me in my family part. And school's like good, but like it's different, because this part, like, if we were last year, we wouldn't have been in school for like 2 weeks, because we would have been at mommy's funeral. She would have passed. It's just different now, because I feel like on Friday, yesterday, I just felt really down, and like I didn't want to do work or anything. Like, yesterday we had like a lab safety test, and I was really scared I was just gonna not do good because I wasn't in the right mindset, but I did pretty good on it. I got a 100. So that's really all I have to say. Definitely, like, I know I've already said that, but changing the house definitely helped. I like having the TVs, and every month we change the photos, but most of the photos are mommy, so it's really helpful. And also having the YouTube channel and going back farther and like listening to her voice, because now we can't really hear her voice. So I'm really glad we did these videos for us and for you guys. So yeah, now Daddy's turn.
So really, as far as the overall picture of how I'm doing, just if you're wondering, the real answer is I don't know how I'm doing. I know I'm trying to go forward every day. I appreciate the kind words that people have said about, you know, whether it's being a good dad or living for Lisa's memory and, you know, being proud to see us up and moving. The harsh reality is I have no idea how I'm doing, but neither does any other parent. Neither does any other human until you're really said and done with it. You don't know how you feel. I feel everything. The 7 stages of grief is an absolute lie. You don't phase through it. You just experience it in the moment. One moment you're sad, the next moment you're happy, the next moment you're angry, the next moment you're, you know, overfilled with love and compassion. And that's just how it is. You just embrace it. But as far as like how I'm feeling, like I'm not as stressed. I'm thankful that the sorrow is sort of behind us and that we are trying to build a new future. But I'm also terrified at the same time of what that future looks like, and my happiness, the girls' happiness, what they're dealing with. I can't tell you how they feel and how to solve it. I just know all I can do is help. So, you know, well, I don't think I'll really know whether or not I did a good job through all this for the next 10, 15, 20 years. But again, that's not any different than any other parent on the planet, is you're just trying to make sure your kids come out on the other side okay. As far as me, am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. But I wouldn't go beyond that. I wouldn't say I'm doing well, because that's right now. You know, you put the Miami Dolphins on TV and I may have a mental breakdown. We were at a funeral and I kind of hyperventilated because it's the first time I've been in a funeral home since Lisa's passing. And I cried in front of the Statue of Liberty. Not for patriotism, but because it's something that I know Lisa always wanted to see and never had that chance. And then we went and bought lemonade and had a good time, and we laughed and we smiled and we joked. So it's okay to be all over the place. And that's where I am right now, is I'm okay not being okay. But I'm okay also being okay, and being okay that I forgot to be sad sometimes. And then there are other times I'm perfectly fine being sad. So that is going to wrap up this video. I appreciate everybody for reaching out. I appreciate for listening. I'm actually going to be curious about the girls. I will have just heard what they said as well through editing this. But thank you all for caring. Thank you for keeping Lisa in the forefront of your memories, and us as well. And again, you know, we talk about living for Lisa on a regular basis, and the only way we can keep her memory alive is to keep talking about her struggles, her with cancer, how we get better at that, but also the incredible person that she was. And the incredible community and family that she built around her, that I think, looking back at it now, she never knew who she was building it for. And the answer is us. Like, those of us that are still in this together, we get through this because of her. And now we get through it because of ourselves and the lessons that she taught us. So thank you everybody for watching the video. We're gonna get back to, I believe, we still got some videos from New York. Now that the girls are going back to school, I'm gonna put up some of the videos. I'm gonna put together some videos that we've done sort of in the past that we just didn't get to, because there's a lot of Lisa memories still out there, and we got to get out and we got to share them. But thank you all for watching. Lisa, I love you. Everybody here watching this loves you, and just know we're going to keep your memory alive. Nobody will ever forget you. Bye.